ritual suddenly makes sense again. Not only does it make sense, but it's actually inevitable. And you can see everything you do through ritual, because everything you do in the world is patterned teleologically. It's patterned towards purpose. And sometimes, let's say, there are moments in which that purpose will kind of break down. But that is also part of the, let's say, great ritual, which usually involves something like carnival, which involves aspects of chaos on the edges of these patterns. And so so you realize that, like, drinking a cup of water is necessarily ritualized. It has to be teleological, and it has to have a certain form. I have to do certain things in a certain order in order for me to be able to achieve the purpose that I'm reaching with my cup. Now bring this into the human sphere. It's the same. When I encounter someone, my encounter necessarily has to be ritualized. And you can realize that it has to be ritualized because if you try to do the opposite of the ritual, you're gonna get some funny reactions, right? Try to talk to the back of someone's head, for example, for a while, or just lay down on the middle of the ground while you're speaking to someone. And you'll realize that human relationships are extremely ritualized, right? We speak and we feel the tension, right? It's really like a rubber band. You speak, and then you have to stop speaking, and you have to listen. And so there's this kind of wave, this back and forth wave, this call and response, you could call it, that happens in a conversation, that if you don't follow that pattern, you're gonna break the relationship. And no one's gonna wanna talk to you anymore. And everybody knows someone like that, and everybody sometimes has fallen into that excess where they've talked too much and they realize it, or they haven't talked enough, they just listened and didn't give their opinion, and the other person feels like you weren't there. So we can see that this is how it works. Now, you can scale this pattern up from simple human interactions, from simple human engagements with objects, into social interactions as well. What's the difference between a group and a crowd? What's the difference between a team and a crowd, right? There are a bunch of people that are together, but one of them is not bound teleologically and the other is, right? A team is bound teleologically. Let's say a soccer team. They are bound towards a purpose. They're bound towards a common identity. And that common identity will manifest itself in ritual. The rules of the game, the rules of engagement, religious ritual.